Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel.
Hey.
And our guests this week are Brian Pacifume.
Hello.
And Katrina Swathwood.
Hi.
This week's episode will primarily be about Spider-Man Homecoming.
The movie?
The movie, yes. Not. You know what's funny is I didn't realize like Spider-Man Homecoming meant like homecoming dance.
No?
I never made that connection.
I just did when you said it.
Really?
I had no, and I didn't even.
What
I thought it was a stupid name for a movie, and
What
I
do you
didn't
think it was
understand.
referring to?
I didn't know.
That's all I thought of.
Even before you saw the movie?
That's the only I
Also-
associate that term mostly with the dance. Maybe.
Well, there's him also choosing to stay home, coming home, instead of going off to be an Avenger.
That's an abstract way of looking at it.
I kind of thought of it more as like a subtle way to say, hey, he's back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Instead of Sony.
Yeah, instead of it's Sony. Like he's coming home.
He mentioned Homecoming on the obelisk.
On the what?
On the Washington Monument. When he
he?
was climbing, he's like, oh, what a great homecoming. I don't know if that referenced anything, but he said it.
I don't remember that, but...
No, but I never really made the connection of Homecoming Dance with the title of the movie.
Okay.
I guess we're really starting at the top with this one.
Yeah. That's what I thought, but I remember, when before you knew about what it was, you knew it was going to go back to high school.
Yeah.
So I just assumed that's...
I think we should save... I had some bullet points that were just... that I just wanted to discuss before we got into...
You want to talk about the trailers?
Oh, yeah, we have trailers. I always like to talk about the trailers.
Is there anything new that we hadn't seen before? I don't think so.
Coincidentally, Corey and I didn't plan this, but we ended up going to the same showing.
Yeah.
We would have went at the 10 o'clock one, but something happened and we couldn't go to the earlier one.
Yeah, I just showed up. I knew movies would play like every half an hour, so let's take my car in. We'll just walk across the time shows that are going on. Oh, half hour. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so funny.
But I don't think we've already talked about Blade Runner. I don't think there was any new ones.
If there was, I can't remember what trailers dropped.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was anything significant in that. As far as bullet points for me, Blockbuster. Sorry.
What?
You gonna rent it when it comes out of Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back in time.
Brian, do you watch... I guess I have to address the person. Brian Pacifume, do you watch Better Call Saul?
I used to when I had television, but I haven't caught up on anything.
You do, Corey, correct?
He still knows who that is.
Did you finish it?
No.
You still have the one episode left.
Yeah.
You need to fucking get rid of the girlfriend and watch the goddamn show.
I'll be watching more It's just Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know, but it's 1 hour. I mean, it's actually a little longer than an hour.
Well, you think I was a couple episodes behind?
Really?
I thought. I mean, I
Fuck, dude. You're like...
So,
You're rewatching a show you've already watched.
I'm excited rewatching it, kind of.
No, I understand. It's a great show, but you could finish a show you haven't seen that you actually genuinely like. It's not like I'm forcing you to watch Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You actually like Better Call Saul.
You don't like Walking Dead?
It drags, he thinks.
Not as much as Saul,
does, though.
to be honest.
Saul's a better quality writing.
absolutely. Content, yeah.
I mean, seriously, Vince Gilligan, I mean, I don't know if he writes every episode. I'm sure he's in the writer's room. That guy is something else because Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are phenomenal shows.
I'm in agreement.
But no, Nacho as Matt Gargan. And I know you said you thought he was just going to be a throwaway character. For those that don't know Matt Gargan, if you couldn't make the connection of the scorpion tattooed on his neck, Matt Gargan...
I didn't notice that.
When there's the close-up at the end...
They always show it with him.
Yeah, they show the scorpion on his neck. And that's... Matt Gargan is Scorpion. Did you know that, Brian?
Yes.
Did you play Far Cry 3?
Yes. Oh, was that
Do you know the definition of insanity?
Was that
Yeah,
Vaughn?
that's where I know him from. And he's in Saul. He's awesome. He's not crazy in Saul. That's like Tuco's job.
Yeah.
But he basically played like Tuco crazy in a video game where it just looked like they took his performance out of it. So in this one, he looked a little crazy.
Sorry, I ate a lot of burgers today.
I just thought it was a throwaway reference until the end credits. So I was like, legit.
I guess there was a lot of... I caught a lot of the Easter eggs, but there was some that I didn't. There was reference to Donald Glover's character maybe being the uncle to Miles Morales or something along those lines.
He'll say he had family in the area.
Yeah, he had family in the area referencing his nephew.
Did they drop his name in in the movie? I don't remember.
It was
something
Aaron.
Davis. Aaron Davis, I thought.
And Aaron in the Marvel. I didn't read a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man, but in there he's friends with somebody named Aaron. I knew that Peter's parents were friends with somebody else's parents until they realized that they were one was building stuff, weapons. Dude, Ultimate series came out so long ago. I can't really.
Yeah.
But yes, I like that they introduced Matt Gargan. One of my gripes with the movie was where the fuck was his spider sense? Did you notice how often he was just getting smashed? Like, that's one of his things. Like, he has a premonition that something's about to happen. Like, he has, like, the pins and needles on the back of his neck. Like, he can sense when something... he's a little faster. He was getting hit by buses. He was getting hit by fucking everything in the whole movie.
It's fun. I hadn't thought about that, and I forgot that was his power. It didn't. It was funny. That made me rub me the wrong way because that's like one of his essential.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it, so it didn't.
I think he was
the wrong
distracted by all his tech.
way. His character's too good for me. I didn't think about it. Like, he was a good Spider-Man.
Tom Holland is an excellent
Great.
Spider-Man. You haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man. Better than Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
Yes, by far.
Yes.
Better than Andrew Garfield?
I had a question because I don't... what is his relative age in the comics? Is it like
Well,
15-ish, sophomore
Well, I
year?
mean, he's an adult now. I mean,
Yeah.
but he started in high school.
Yeah.
And you figure he's a sophomore in this, Andrew Garfield was a senior. So there's a 2-year difference.
There was a scene towards the end of Homecoming where I thought, when he was buried under the rubble, which I thought was, like, I don't know, just the acting in that whole scene was fantastic.
Yeah,
It
he was panicking.
amazing. Yeah.
He had a lot of good parts in that movie, like when he ran into her, realized who her dad was.
Like,
My head exploded when
We'll
I-
get to that.
No, I'm just talking about his acting in that point.
Yeah, his face, just everything
Yeah,
about him.
He was really good.
I would say that the Spider-Mans, as far as movies, have gotten progressively better. I didn't have a problem with Tobey Maguire
In the time frame.
initially, except in Spider-Man 3.
And there was nothing to compare him to, really.
Yeah, there's nothing to compare him to. But I actually liked Andrew Garfield and his relationship with Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man and how he acted and how from Tobey Maguire to Andrew Garfield was a lot more wisecracking. He was a lot more sarcastic. Tobey Maguire didn't have a lot of those moments. No. He had the one where
Really none.
Well, he had the one where he went on he rescued Mary Jane from the first Goblin attack, and he's like, "Don't worry, the elevator was out," or like to the people that are on the rooftop. That was terrible.
When he got into the elevator?
No.
And
no.
He went down. Oh.
No, this is when he went to the top of the building. I know what you're talking about. But
That
he
was Mark
like,
Ruffalo, wasn't it? In the elevator?
I don't know.
I think it
Was that Spider-Man 2?
That wasn't Mark Ruffalo.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I'll double check.
I recognize that guy from something like from G4 or something.
But I would say that the Spider-Mans have gotten progressively better. Because I did like Andrew Garfield better than Tobey Maguire. And Tom Holland is awesome. He's by far the best Peter Parker. Just his attitude. You could tell he cares about a lot of things, but he's very wisecracking, very upbeat, very quirky. Yeah, he's kiddish.
And you mean the series, or not the movies sequentially, just the series, like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Homecoming. I'm
just saying
the series get progressively better.
They get progressively better, but the Peter Parkers get progressively better as well.
This movie it might as well have been 100% Marvel because it's Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, the tone was very whimsical, very funny,
Yeah.
very light. It felt like like Ant-Man. You laugh just as much,
I read something that says that Marvel doesn't get a single dollar from the movie gross.
So they're gonna push those toys.
Yeah, they're just banking on the fact that merchandise is going to.
It's a shared thing, but
Yeah.
so do you assume that Sony didn't get anything from whatever
I don't
Captain 3 Civil War and
Yeah,
whatever
That
else?
was probably the
Probably not.
contract
Yeah.
that they got all the profits from this.
But I'm glad they did because this movie was
Great.
It was.
I
great.
didn't expect some. So it's cool that Jon Favreau's back.
Yeah.
Even whether or not he had a falling out with the Marvel team or whatever. I mean,
I don't think so as much because he went from Marvel to Disney, and it's the same because he did Jungle Book, he's doing Lion King,
That's true.
and he.
But the fact that he was basically like the third third top built guy
Yeah.
person in this movie. I mean, maybe he's up there. He had a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's like heavily in it, and then the return of Gwyneth Paltrow, kind of.
split second?
Didn't
See that coming?
suspect that. I didn't know she was in it.
No, I thought she maybe had a falling out. When's the last time we seen her? Like,
It's been a while.
was she not? She was in Avengers 2. They wrote her out.
Well, she's a working girl now. She got to
Yeah.
support those
That's
kids.
what they said. And Iron Man 3, probably, right?
Yeah, she was in that.
So that was a little while ago.
Yeah, it's been a little while. She was an Avenger.
She was off taking care of the business.
Yeah, and that's cool. And just her return, and then the little breaking the fourth wall. Like, I've been holding this ring since 2008. That's when Iron Man came out.
Yeah.
It's like that's awesome.
Just real quick, who bought his building?
That's a good question. I want to know that too.
Who bought the Avengers building?
Who did he sell it to?
Yeah.
I was confused on the timeline. The new facility wasn't the Avengers facility from Avengers.
I think it was.
2.
I just think it's remodeled because it looked similar but different.
Okay, so I couldn't tell because in the beginning it jumped 2 different time frames. If this movie took place before or between certain Avenger movies or whatnot.
I heard the next Spider-Man movie takes place immediately after Avengers.
Did you hear that it's the end? Well, basically that'll be the start of a new story arc
Is
for
it?
Marvel, and the first one will conclude with whatever it was. It'll be a 22 film arc.
The next one or this one?
Oh my god.
No, starting with that's what they call from Iron Man to
That's fucking insane.
Avengers 4, and that's when a lot of contracts expire. So whether or not they keep anybody or most people or half people, but that's basically the Thanos arc. I'm guessing
Yeah.
is a 22 films arc.
That's
and I'm
insane.
and it'll be probably 15 years, I think. So
Is that they said that they're releasing a Thanos box set that's going to be $500. I didn't know if it was a comic or a movie thing.
for 22 movies, that's too expensive.
$500 for 22 movies. The box was like huge. $500 for that many comics is a lot.
It's $20 a movie. So you're not getting them any cheaper than.
Yeah. I'm curious as to who bought the building.
Really fast with the time frame. So someone bought the building. Is this when Toombs was raiding it, or when he had the contract?
Yeah, they were flying stuff out of the building.
Okay, legitimately, he had the contract with the city, right?
He had his contract with the city at the beginning, and then it jumped 8 years, right?
That was right at the end of Avengers. He had the contract.
So okay. So did Avengers didn't come? When did Avengers come out?
Which one are you talking about?
Was it
First or second
2012?
one?
Well, the first one, because this takes place after the invasion.
Yes.
Yes, 2012, summer of 2012.
Oh, that just seemed like a large jump when Avengers came out 5 years ago, and this they expanded it a bit more. Like it almost seemed like Avengers took place in a year before it actually took place, or it actually came out. Because if it was 2017 and this happened 8 years ago, it would be 2009.
Maybe they're just pushing it forward, so in 3 years it doesn't seem dated.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's one thing I noticed. That the time frame didn't add up for when Avengers was released.
I didn't think about that. He did say 8 years later, huh?
Yeah.
I think that's just probably age. I don't know.
They wouldn't have just done it for no reason.
His daughter could have been any age. I don't know.
Because they could have said 5 years later or 6 years later. It doesn't matter. They did it.
Yeah.
Did they do that for a specific reason?
I don't
I
know.
hadn't thought about it.
If maybe Avengers was supposed to take place a few years earlier than
Well, this is
when the movie took place.
it's after Avengers 2 because they talk about the Slovakia.
Yeah.
Of course, it's on the
Sokovia.
news. They talked about those
Because
on
they had
the
the
news.
Ultron arm.
Yep. So this is all after that. So maybe it's past a bunch of this,
It's kind of funny. It's a weird thing.
but it's past Civil War too.
in like
Yeah,
comics
obviously.
or movies, like you assume the same time has gone by in the movie universe as time, like real time from release. But that's not always the case.
No.
'Cause they're in a fictional timeline. So comic books, what do they age? Like 1/10?
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
it's supposed to be something like that. So,
Speaking of Civil War, it was awesome to see the reverse side of him doing his little film project. To see his perspective of the whole thing, like him shooting the battle right before, and then he's like Underoos, and you could see it from the opposite side.
He's like, "I gotta go."
That was awesome.
that's
Like,
cool. It said a lot about his character just being a kid.
Yeah,
Social media.
and he's like, I think he's 22 right now, so maybe he started filming when he was 20. He could pass for 15.
Yeah. Anybody like below 25 can pass for a teenager.
Well, he's just petite.
My next bullet point was, just real quick, I wanted to touch the Asian principal. Did you see the picture in his office?
No.
You noticed it was the same guy from the first Captain America. He was one of the Howling Commandos, right?
Okay. I see.
He had a picture of a person in a World War II uniform
Hanging
in his
on,
office.
on
That's
the.
fine. When I know that guy, I like from Sons of Anarchy. He's in, and I was just trying to think, what movies he was in besides that when he was on screen, because I was going to comment they had a lot of like extras who were actually kind of from other things. So that's cool. So you were trying to say his relative was
Yeah, so his grandpa was probably in he was one of the
Howling
people. Because I
Commandos.
looked it up, it was him. It wasn't somebody that looked like him.
No,
he
I
played
see
the
it.
principal and the
yeah. Now you say it rings a bell.
okay. So that
Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So like played off so well that and in line with Captain America being all upbeat and
I like how it pointed to
the
the wrong
wrong way.
side.
not even like he can't when somebody left detention. Just had him like he's not even like a character. It's just how he is.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wait, stop, don't go, whatever.
You saw that he paid somebody to take his spot on the red carpet, right? He paid somebody
It
$500.
didn't even look like him.
No.
If you looked close
Yeah.
enough.
That's funny.
Yeah, he paid somebody $500 to take his spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The suit he wears in those little educational videos dates how old they are.
Yeah.
So those videos are 7, 6, 8 years old.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I like that Tony Stark and Iron Man weren't in the whole movie because you saw a lot of him in the previews, but he wasn't really in the movie that much.
No.
I thought it was the perfect amount to emphasize that he was trying to kind of teach him stuff, but not too much as a takeaway from Spider-Man character.
Overpower it.
Yeah, he didn't overpower the movie with Robert Downey Jr. sarcasm, you know what I mean? I love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but in Iron Man movies, or in Civil War where he was half the movie, he wasn't half the movie in this. It was just,
Spot check.
yeah, exactly.
Do you feel that they're pushing Captain America as the lead for this series instead of Iron Man now? Like in the intro, it had all the little animated introduction. It had all the characters, and then Cap was at the end as like the lead-in.
I didn't feel that, no.
I just saw it just on that. I just thought maybe they were trying to shift direction or emphasis.
Did you like that the Spider-Man intro was the Spider-Man theme song?
Yes.
Yeah, it played over it. I was
yeah.
like, I wonder if they had to push that or whatever.
I liked it a lot. That was one of my bullet points.
So what do you think of the movie?
I still got bullet points.
He still got notes.
I still got notes.
What?
I wrote notes as soon as I was done with the movie, so I wouldn't forget stuff. So what'd you think? What'd you guys think about the Vulture?
Keaton was great.
I love
That
Michael
was the
Keaton.
Vulture?
I liked Michael Keaton a lot.
It was cool as it could have been. I mean, for a character that has like, no, I mean, a character that could have had like dumbass wings.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's legit.
Did you feel
he's
that
basically like another Iron Man in a way, like another guy with a super suit.
you didn't feel that he was too similar to Green Goblin?
I got that vibe, but he wasn't maniacal about it.
No.
He was just.
Trying to take care of his family.
I like Michael Keaton as like a villain.
So do I.
As,
Yeah.
Not just acting or actor, but like the character.
He's got that look in his face that he could just pull off the villain. Really, we were talking about it earlier. You noticed that they didn't put makeup all over his wrinkles
they showed
and stuff.
his age.
They showed his age.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool.
Tubes is old, isn't he? He's an older guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes sense.
But
It's just they usually don't let people do that.
yeah,
Look
they
old,
usually
yeah.
don't show age in Hollywood.
Did you see Birdman?
I still haven't. It's on my DVR.
Good movie.
Which is funny because that was a movie I was waiting to come out, and I
I
never
wanna watch
watched it.
this.
Yeah, I really wanted to see it. No, but I liked Michael Keaton a lot. I did not expect him to be her dad.
Okay,
Dude.
I guess we'll talk about that twist.
Yeah.
So, nobody saw it coming, I assume,
No.
because
No.
it put a smile on my face. Just
Yeah.
that fact, it like because a happy point in the movie.
We
like,
were the same as Peter. We didn't fucking...
yeah, it just went through a montage of him getting ready for the homecoming. It's like I'm gonna, I'm out of the internship. I could be a kid again, and then shows up at her doorstep, and the guy who's fucking trying to kill me is her dad. And because of like the race kindness of it, you don't assume that the white guy's gonna be the mixed girl's dad. Or whatever.
Yeah.
But it played off very well. Like, you had no idea.
Yeah.
I was almost half expecting when he opened the door to be like there, but in a more like a hostage situation. But then once you opened it and he's dressed normal, it just
Yeah.
Cooking dinner.
I was very surprised.
I'm with you. For a split second, I thought that maybe he had taken them hostage.
Uh-huh.
But and I love the tense how tense it was for
super
Peter.
tense.
But then when they're in the car and he's like, I know you from somewhere. I've seen you from somewhere.
I know
you
The
from-
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was and you slowly saw it turning. It was
What do you call it? Like Pancho or something?
Pedro.
Yeah, all kinds of terms for him.
Michael Keaton's a great actor. Has he like over the last like 3 to 5 years? It seems like he's really
He's
made
had a
a comeback.
resurgence.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. I haven't seen Spotlight, but I know he was nominated for Best Actor for Birdman,
see that.
And just like in other guys, I hadn't seen him in a long time, in a comedy. Mm-hmm. And just he was like the police captain, and he fucking stole every scene in that.
yeah, and he can do drama and he can do comedy. Like he's like, I hate to put it, it's like Tom Hanks can do comedy, he can do drama. He's like a cheaper version of Tom Hanks, but I like Michael Keaton a lot.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Michael Keaton was?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood much.
Was he a recurring character?
He was in like the little fairy tale land that the trolley went to.
I'm just going through my bullet points and then
No
we
one
can.
else knew that?
I'm really happy they didn't try to do the origin again.
Me too.
We've seen the origin over and over
Spider
and over
bite.
again.
He's like,
Ben
yeah, it's
dying.
dead.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't even
And you
think
get
about that.
harassing him. Like, can you summon spiders? Can you shoot
No.
venom?
That leads to another thing. Did you guys like his sidekick?
The little drone?
No, Ned.
the drone.
Oh,
His actual-
Ned.
his
The
Ned,
guy,
the guy in
the
the
guy in the chair.
Yeah,
I
guy in the
think
chair.
he came around full circle. At first, it's like annoying. He's the just there to,
He's
you know,
a best friend.
yeah.
Aren't they all
But
of them?
he's like the worst part about the character when he shout out, he knows Spider-Man. I'm like,
Yeah.
why, you fucking idiot? But by the end of it, he came full circle, and he's the guy in the chair.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's awesome. I had no problem with him. By the way.
Me neither.
It was good they just didn't do the whole Harry Osborn thing again.
Yeah, I was glad they didn't do Harry Osborn.
Oh, is that kid's name Harry?
No.
No.
Did anybody get irritated that he dropped the Lego Death Star and it broke into
A little bit. I felt sorry for whoever had to put that thing together. And
Yeah,
then they
'cause
just
that was
dropped it.
legit-
Spoiled
got
in the
paid.
trailer.
Was it? I didn't watch the last couple trailers. I'm trying to get better about it.
That's not a big. That's not a
to
big
not
spoiler.
watch them.
Yeah, to not watch as many trailers. You know what's funny is you said that the trailer showed what the whole movie was, but there was a lot of stuff in this movie.
They showed him grappling on a plane with without a Spidey suit. In the trailer, they say, "I'm taking away your suit for how
Yeah.
long? Forever." So, I assume the plane sequence was going to be the end. But it still gave us a surprise that it was Jon Favreau's plane.
Yeah.
Like that, the whole setup was very well done. I didn't see it coming till
You know,
they revealed it.
fucking Marvel just fucked DC. I was thinking about this. They just showed the invisible jet. They showed how it can be done
reflector
because it
jet.
was always like, how is Wonder Woman going to do the invisible jet? Because you can't just have an invisible jet and somebody invisible and somebody you can see somebody flying an invisible jet, like all cheesy.
Helicarrier turned invisible.
Yeah, but
The same thing. They had
I
cameras.
feel like this was a little different to me. Just the way that it flew and the way that it changed, and there was like little dots all over it and stuff. I don't know. It just felt it was a little
Did
different.
none of the jets before turn invisible?
Not like that.
Not like
there
that.
were projections that encased it.
Okay, and the X-Men jet turned invisible.
Yeah, but I feel like this kind of stole Wonder Woman's thunder, especially because they came out so close
Did
together.
you like the little effect? So I assume, like when people make like invisible close, whatever, it's like a camera projecting on the front, and that projects the image from the back.
Okay.
So when you see like Spider-Man's face like all on the top of it, it's because he was under it climbing. So
Yeah.
like some camera must have picked him up,
Yeah.
and that's why it's projected on top. I was like,
That's pretty cool.
That's a cool, subtle little.
Yeah, little how science would do it if it
Yeah,
was going to
exactly.
do it.
'Cause
Yeah.
that's the only way we can make an invisible jet is by making it look from the one angle like it looks from the other, or whatever.
I really liked seeing how Spider-Man would get around in a suburban area.
It played on that
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, because he
Running
was in
through the
when he was
golf
going to the
course?
party,
Golf course.
running through the golf course. He didn't have anything to shoot
He had a
to.
steel car,
And he jumps and
driving.
just shoots, and it goes 100 yards out in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was kind of like as cool as it is to see like Tobey Maguire like swinging through cars, but just to see him driving and doing like a hard turn with
Yeah.
his web slinging. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like because you never really think about it because
Without buildings,
Seems to
yeah,
Just
without
around.
buildings, so he's just running around. It was pretty good. I liked them going through the backyards, and then they did the
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller little
perfect
nod.
play on that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
His eyes bugged out, and the little girls freaked out.
Yeah, when it's all twitching.
Yeah.
I like the way they did the eyes. It almost looked like they were like inside camera shutters. Like it had multiple layers, and then different parts would shutter in.
That's
and shutter
probably
out.
what it is.
I just thought that was an interesting take on it
Yeah.
because I didn't notice that in Civil War.
Speaking of suits, was that last suit the Iron Spider?
Is that technically what it's supposed to be? I didn't think about it.
I
too
assume
hard.
that it is, and because it was kind of orangish, kind of just a different color, and it looked metallic almost.
Right?
So I'm assuming that in Civil War, the book, he had the Iron Spider,
Yeah.
and it was a suit that Stark did for him. I like that. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Let me see, make sure I got all my bullet
What
points.
other notes do you have?
Nacho, Asian
Penis
Principal,
Parker.
Spider Sense.
You
That
like
was good.
Your kids they start saying penis Parker, penis Parker.
No, and that's not going to be a thing.
Parker already has some things he doesn't like getting
Yeah.
called.
Okay, my last thing is the after credit scenes. The first one, I like the fact that Michael Keaton didn't give up.
It makes his character that much cooler.
Yeah,
For one, that the fact that his daughter got saved by Spider-Man. So.
and so did he.
Yeah, you didn't see his reaction after because you didn't know it was his daughter, so they didn't show his reaction. But obviously, must have been like, "Fuck! Well, this guy ripped me off, but he saved my daughter." So it was kind of a wash. Like, don't
Yeah.
fuck with me. I won't fuck with you. We're even. That was cool. And then the fact he got saved by Spider-Man. So at the end, he's like, "I don't know who the Spider-Man is." So he seemed like a morally sound guy. He's just not some
other
asshole.
than
Other than
selling
stealing and making
Well, he
weapons.
says like it is like Tony Stark way it is. You know,
you feel bad for him at the beginning because that happens to people. He bought
Yeah.
trucks.
the worst thing he did is actually like kill somebody, which he played it off as being oh shit, that was an accident.
That's not the anti-gravity
gun?
one.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
But that's why I like him as a villain. He wasn't a psychopath.
Yeah, he
which
wasn't.
which is what all villains like degrade into nowadays.
Yeah,
He's just a working class, blue collared guy trying to.
Make some weapons for some bad dudes.
He's trying to keep his family at the comfort level they used to.
yeah.
Put his daughter through like this high end school. Like that's legit.
Now the last scene, the after
So
credit
funny.
scene, that Captain America thing
How many
was
you gonna
so
do?
good.
Is this his best cameo now after Thor? Like was Thor 1 a good cameo? Thor
When he
2?
was Loki,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty good. But this was,
It makes fun of the end trailer thing.
as far as after credit scenes and Marvel, it's the funniest one since them eating shawarma at the end
That was good.
of Avengers.
So this one just making fun of the whole thing. Like, hey, you ever wait around a lot for something that's not worth it? How many more of these do I gotta film?
Going back to the first post-credit scene, was Scorpion referring to the Sinister Six about his friends that want to kill him? Because Max Gargan was a leader of the Sinister Six at one point in the comics.
Vague.
Mac.
Mac Gargan, yeah.
Sorry,
No, if that's right. So that's the one thing I thought
I think
about.
that's kind of loose.
But better be loose.
Maybe just knowing there's more out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Better be loose now than to already have Sinister Six in the works before you ever make the first Spider-Man. You know, before it becomes a success.
Like the last ones.
Yeah.
That fucking ended it. It was setting it up too, like hardcore. It was
Yeah.
setting up Sinister Six.
Yeah. Fuck. That's stupid.
Yeah.
This one had it complete. There's no like strings left out. You know.
They've used Goblin, they've used Vulture, they've used all Venom, they've used all these of Sandman. They need to try
Mysterio.
Craven.
Craven,
Didn't you mention someone that would be a good Craven?
Jermaine Clement, but they're not casting him as fucking
They
Craven.
wouldn't.
Cal Drogo.
That Khal Drogo would be perfect, but
won't do
He's
it.
tied down.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's fucked.
No, I did say Jason Momoa, I think, at one point, but Jermaine Clement as him as Vladislav.
Yeah.
You still haven't watched What We Do in the Shadows.
It's on Amazon, I think,
Just
now.
fucking watch
Just
it.
watch it.
We've referenced it like 4 or 5 times on the podcast now. There's no other fucking movie podcast out there referencing What We Do in the Shadows this
Yeah.
much. What were we watching where I said if you're going to hire Rise Darby, he just hire him?
Oh God, the Okja movie we just watched.
Oh, we watched Okja on Netflix.
Okja.
Yeah. It was
About the
they
super pigs?
premiered it at Cannes, and it's supposed to be like this epic, incredible, highly
Life-changing.
rated movie. And it's got 5 stars on Twitter, and everybody's talking about it.
Twitter.
So Twitter, Netflix. It's got 5 stars on Netflix. Thanks.
Sorry.
So we watched it, and it's about Tilda Swinton,
Swinton.
Swanson. Swammy?
Swansonite,
I
Samsonite.
knew it started with an S.
That's the only time you'll ever hear me fucking reference Dumb and Dumber. But she plays. It's like this meat factory place has come up with this new. They found this new sustainable super pig, and they gave them to 22 farmers around the world to find who can raise it the best. And one goes to Korea, and this girl raises her
As a pet.
grandpa, and they raise it as basically a pet for 10 years, and then they try to take it away. So it has to do with that journey. Stephen Yeun is in it. Who else? Tilda Swinton, Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. The guy with the weird face, is he the guy
He's
from...
from Where There Will Be Blood.
Who?
Weird face.
The guy, is it There Will Be Blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, his son.
He was the preacher.
Yeah, he's in it.
Okay.
It's got a decent amount of people in it. It's half English, half in Korean. But it's definitely a movie that's worth watching. It's kind of different. But back to Spider-Man. What were we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't rewind
We were talking about the
this.
Sinister
It's in
Six.
a movie review
and then
and a
the
movie
Craven.
review.
and some other stuff.
Craven. But I think Craven would be a real down-to-earth type of villain. But they might go kind of lesser known. I mean, Craven is one of the more well-known.
The rule for like movies though, like the sequel, the villain has to be more badass or bigger or like you can't go. Craven basically he's a man, right?
He's a hunter, but he's got
Has he got something? Because every guy got something.
yeah, I think he's got like I never read The Last Hunt, which I probably should. Continue talking.
How many villains in the Spider-Man universe have something
Animals.
like physically different about them? Like a lot of them are just costumes or or like Shocker, Scorpion. They're all.
Oh yeah,
outfits.
they've had Shocker in there. It was kind of cool.
I wish that second Shocker fight was a little longer around the buses.
It's just a guy with a thing. That was okay. I mean, it didn't have to be crazy. If he put up too big of a fight, it wouldn't have been like
Abilities.
take him out.
Craven the Hunter, Olympic level athlete, gifted tactician, hunter and hand-to-hand combatant, superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, durability, senses, and reflexes.
Captain America with hunting ability.
Yeah. So
everything else read exactly.
So I gave a bunch of bullet points for myself. You guys want to chime in on things about the movie?
So we talked. I liked a lot of the small parts. Hannibal is it. I don't know the guy's name, but the guy who was like their coach or the
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in. He was the bearded guy from
Knocked Up.
He's in a lot of like little stupid things.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in a long time. I like that guy.
I
good.
can't lose a student on a trip
Again. And all his banter with Mary Jane Watson, I guess.
We didn't
Michelle.
talk.
No, Michelle.
We didn't talk
Oh.
about that. Yeah,
Okay, I don't remember.
That
her-
was one of my favorite things about the movie is that they're not going to do the whole Mary Jane thing.
Okay, I didn't know her name up until the very end. I didn't pay enough attention. I thought she was just going to be
She said Michelle.
in one scene.
Well, he said Michelle, and she said, "My friends call me MJ."
Yeah.
Okay. I was only after she did MJ. I was like, oh wait, what? What was her name? Mary?
No.
So all her scenes with the coach.
She was good. I like how they waved to her that one time and she just gave
Or
the
the whole
finger.
slave thing about the monument. That was good.
It was nice that she was
I don't think it was built by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody shaking their head. Yeah. Okay, I'll let you sit this one out.
yeah, that was good. Well, they went like this. They did
It's
that.
like,
Yeah. Well,
I like the fact that they're doing an MJ that's not Mary Jane. That she's still MJ, obviously, because they threw that in there.
But she's not, like,
But
Miss
she's
Popular.
not Miss Popular. She's not a cheerleader.
she's not
she's
dumb.
the
Well, he
opposite.
was Flash Thompson. Like he wasn't.
Flash Thompson
jock,
wasn't
he
stupid
wasn't-
either. He was just a dick.
Yeah, an idiot.
I was like, I don't like his. I like his character the least because he's just there to be a dick. Basically, like, he wouldn't seem like a.
but he wasn't a bully, and he wasn't.
No, he didn't seem like a real enough person. He's just. I don't know. He's wimpy, but also a dick. I don't know.
He's just a rich kid. He's got too much money.
And I just think he's a punk that has too much money. That's arrogant.
His character didn't read, and of course he's a DJ. And of course, even when Peter's not there, he's singing Parker Penis, whatever,
Penis Parker.
Penis Parker.
whatever. And I was like, wow, they're just like driving it home that you shouldn't like this kid. But
Yeah,
then but he had some redeeming parts after that. I mean,
Like what?
Like what?
Well, you didn't
Him
see-
wanting to get out of the elevator first and take his trophy.
Make his character like 100% dick or like 100% like cool.
It's like 80-20.
Yeah, he was like hammering his asshole, but then he wasn't like a bad guy at one point. And then he seemed like an idiot when he put the trophy up first. But then he seemed like a wussy when his car got taken.
Well, it's by Spider-Man. What are you gonna say? No.
No,
Is that? I was thinking like usually there's some like
that's my dad's car.
redeeming action, but Spider-Man he stole a car, legitimately, and he wrecked it.
Yeah.
I hope there's no consequence because usually
There's
he still likes an
insurance.
asshole's car or like a real like or something But he just wrecked like a really nice car.
If that's your least favorite part of the movie, this is an epic movie.
I was just
to Corey standards.
No,
Yeah.
I just brought that up. That he was. Out of all the characters, they all had they seemed like cool characters. Like around if Hannibal had a cool character, he was in there for 2 scenes.
Yeah.
I liked his character, the portrayal of Flash Thompson.
At least they're taking different avenues instead of doing the
Yeah.
exact same thing.
That's nice.
Like he's not a football player. He's not a jock. He's
That's
not
cool.
pushing kids into
yeah,
lockers.
all the kids seem to be smart. All the kids seem to be, and it was nice to show that in a high school in New York, you have a culturally diverse cast. You don't have all white people or all any race. It
Especially
was
at a rich kid school.
Yeah, it was a bunch of different people. It was nice.
It wasn't. Didn't Robert Downey Jr. mention that? No, it was Michael Keaton's character mentioned that once you're in that school, you kind of have your life planned out.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a prep school or something
did.
high end.
The college prep.
What was it called? It was called like
Institute
something.
of Technology.
Yeah, it was like a technology school.
Right.
So
Are you done, Corey?
I was gonna bring up something. I lost track now.
Think
Marissa
about
Tomei, she's a great Aunt May.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
yeah, the
Alarm,
ending was great.
alarm.
The fact that now it's just going to riff on not only that Iron Man has the hots for it, but everybody
Yeah.
does.
That is the funniest joke that he's got to suffer through.
I thought that she was going to be a little young but he's 15. I mean, she's playing in her 40s.
Yeah.
And she's fine. And Marissa Tomei's a good actress, and she's a little quirky. So I mean,
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a different spin on Aunt May, but I actually really like it.
Yeah.
The movie is the same, but they're taking so many liberties with doing different. I really overpronounced that T. Right?
Liberties.
It's not footage. So, but I like that they're not doing the same thing over and over again.
Just how he mentioned about the end, where she saw him in that Sinister Six part. Matt Gargan kidnaps her at
Really?
some point. So maybe they're just saying like, okay, if she's exposed now, that's just one extra
Layer
thing he has to be kind of aware
concerned
of.
about. Yeah.
I had thought that I like the overall aesthetic of this movie more than the other two series.
Yeah.
Like, I love the way Vulture looks compared to Amazing Spider-Man villains.
There's that time period versus.
Well, I never
Could be.
liked.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally...
I really never liked the fact that Green Goblin had this mechanical mask on.
Yeah.
When you have Willem Dafoe, who has that face, who has that evil look about him,
anyways.
he could do it anyways.
Yeah.
I mean,
This one made sense. It was just a pilot's helmet.
yeah.
Compared to the
And
other
he
one.
had the bomber jacket.
Yeah.
because he's flying in the air.
It's kind of cool because he had like the
Fluff.
fluffly,
Yeah.
and that's how the original character was. He had
Yeah.
like Vulture. I'm like, that's a cool little nod to the original.
Yeah, they did well with the design of the Vulture. I lost my train of thought there for a second.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Brian?
I would just say, yeah, the overall aesthetic I liked. Even like with the first Amazing Spider-Man, I didn't like how Lizard didn't have a nose. Like, I wanted him to have like a lizard face, just because. So just little gripes
Like
on
a
that.
snout?
Yeah, like a lizard. Like, I mean, I'm referencing like the comic cards I used to collect in the cartoons. So I'm just used to him having like a, like a lizard face instead of this flat face.
Yeah,
So
I really like the first Amazing Spider-Man a lot.
It was good.
Yeah,
I just wanted I wouldn't have a snoot right here.
I don't know if I have a complaint about the snout of the
Lizard.
the
Special
lizard.
effects.
Yeah, now I gotta take a look.
I think
So
everything in this movie is better than anything I've seen in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like the 20 minutes?
I wasn't even watching.
I had mentioned about the trap scene. I think he acted very well in that. Like, it was the first time that I can remember that I've seen a superhero movie where I felt like he was in actual trouble.
yeah.
Like helpless.
Like, yeah,
Didn't know
like
what to do.
really just
You
panicked.
read
He's a kid.
Yeah, the 15-year-old kind of comes out,
me please, I'm
and
15,
then
help.
that leads into my next little thing when it shows the half mask, half face, and then it re-ups the Downey Jr. quote. I think they probably could have left that out.
They could have left the quote out.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all understood what he was
I
happening.
felt that now that you mentioned that it refreshed my memory. I found that a little cheesy.
a little bit.
They didn't have to have the voiceover part of. It's just you didn't need it.
No.
You could tell that he's having that moment.
I'm sure they
Screen tested it.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't test well with me and my
Fail.
huge following of,
Yeah.
of people.
Last point, really fast. And then you had mentioned back when we did the Power Rangers podcast about how the characters at the end never keep their masks on.
Yeah.
Same thing here. He pulls it off in two different instances. Same thing with Vulture. Masks always come off. I just thought that was some continuity that we had talked about
At least
before.
this one, there was nobody else around. Like, this is in the dark, at a beach, at night.
was that Coney Island?
I don't know. I've never been to Coney Island.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But, I mean, yeah, that's...
Sandbar off the beach.
They don't need to always take their masks off.
He probably kept the mask on more than most superheroes, except like Deadpool, who probably kept on the most.
And Andrew Garfield was taking off his mask and showing, he's like, look who I am, look who I am.
Yeah, taking pictures.
Like, all the time. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I think this one's fine. Did you like the scene where he's trapped in the building for the 10 minutes? Just talking to his computer, AI?
Oh, when he's in the technological, he's trapped in
Asking
there.
her how long
and
it's
it's
been.
37 minutes.
That was almost like his training montage in a way.
It was good.
That was so funny.
Like, I can't think of a part in the whole movie where I was like, I don't like this. I mean, even the cheesy little line over that we just said, I don't have a problem with it. They could have done without it, but I don't have a part that I could say, hey, I don't like that, or I didn't like this, or I don't like that.
I didn't like that he had his boutonniere at the door.
Oh, yeah, Katrina was upset about that.
Because
You
the
what?
girl's supposed to put it on. Or
Well,
the
you're
girl's
supposed
supposed to take it. Yeah,
exchange
she's-
them.
yeah.
You don't show up with your own boutonniere.
I didn't go to any dances in high
Yeah,
school.
that didn't
so,
bother me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I was like, why the
I
hell
didn't
does he have
notice.
it on?
I was
I didn't notice.
too busy
There was
watching.
something else in a different podcast we did where you were complaining about something, and it was like, that's what you're complaining about? I didn't even notice that. And you just
Obviously, I'm the only one who noticed it.
I didn't
so
go to any dances, so I didn't. If that's the biggest problem you had in the movie, like I said, it was
It wasn't a
Corey.
problem. It was just stupid.
Best line in the movie, at least maybe one of the best. What are you doing here? Watching porn.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
I wish he would have said, I'm helping Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would have been good. I've watched Friends so much at this point that there was a like an Asian or Filipino lady. I can't exactly pinpoint what ethnicity she was. I'm sorry, I don't know. but she was in it for a split second, and she was in a Friends episode.
You talk about the
She's
person
like
who
from
did the academic. She was in 50 First Dates.
lady?
She did the academic.
Yeah, is that her? Yeah, she
Yeah.
was in an episode of Friends. I didn't think about 50 First Dates
Yeah.
for like 2 minutes of an
Candy
episode.
lady.
She was a candy. It doesn't matter. You haven't watched it. But there was something else I wanted to say. Now I went off to this stupid fucking
Brockmire.
candy. Brockmire.
Deli guy.
The guy at the deli is one of the not
couple
main
things.
characters, but he's in Brockmire, and he plays a big fat guy that was in the majors who
Puerto
went
Rican.
down to like single A, and he either strikes out or hits a home run, and he's really funny in the show.
He's in a lot of things. I recognize
he?
his face.
I wonder what else he's been in.
That was
Did
good.
the yellow sleeves that whoever was the Shocker wore, are those like insulation? Because both characters had it.
I didn't notice it on the second guy.
Yeah, he had it in the fight. He had the big yellow. I don't know if it was one side or both sides, but he had the big yellow sleeves.
I didn't pay enough attention.
No, I didn't notice. I didn't notice that.
No.
Anything else? We've been going like solid, so we got to keep it going.
Trying to think of.
It was a pretty good movie. Like,
So where was Tony when he was out in like India at a wedding?
I wonder if they'll ever make reference to that in anything else.
if that's gonna be the next movie.
Yeah, like where he
It would
was.
make sense if they would.
I like how the first time.
Or they
it-
should start with the broadcast to the media as to what they announced.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I like that was like, oh, that was a test, wasn't it? Nobody's back there, and he's like, yeah,
Yep, you
Sure.
passed.
yeah, that was cool. Well, because in Civil War, he does announce him at a press conference.
Yeah.
But I liked the fact that the first time Iron Man came and saved him, he wasn't there, and then he's like screaming at him that you don't even care enough to be here, and he stepped out. It was kind of dramatic, like he was actually there that time to come and take care of shit.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody's talking. Did you hear the mom talking when he walked out of the theater? She's like, if he did the press conference, he'd be part of the Avengers, and according to the Sokovia Accords or whatever,
I heard somebody talking like that.
and she's like, wouldn't he have to reveal who he is to the government, to everybody? So would his secret identity have been lost right there? Like, was he prepared for that? It's like, huh. I mean, the Civil War comic, that was the thing.
Yeah,
I don't
Would that
remember.
fall under if he's underage?
I don't know.
At least the government needs to know his identity then, whether or not the public. But
I am looking.
Any idea, theories on what would follow this, either in the larger MCU or singular? Katrina.
No
Karen,
idea.
the suit lady, was Jennifer Connelly.
what?
His Jarvis, his suit lady.
Really?
That's Jennifer Connelly.
That's interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
What was her name?
Karen.
Karen.
Do you think that might lead to, like, you know how the Vision?
Yeah, you'd never know.
Years later, he got to be visually represented.
Did she do the voice after Jarvis became Vision in Ultron?
I don't know.
But that one took a different moniker, the name.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll let you know right now. No.
I didn't know he was calling her suit lady until about a few minutes afterwards. I couldn't get the name right.
It says Karen/suit lady.
Suit lady.
TV series Snowpiercer. They are making a Snowpiercer TV
Really?
series. Yeah.
Interesting.
Such a weird mechanic for a show.
Right?
Right? Each episode will be one train car.
That's so horrible! I really want to watch that.
Well,
I looked it up, and
someone-
Miles Morales is Aaron Davis's nephew.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you guys like Donald Glover?
A lot.
Yeah, he
I like him as an actor, but he was completely not himself.
Yeah.
He
You
wasn't.
watch Atlanta, and then it's.
I haven't
pretty
watched
close.
Atlanta.
Oh, is
I wanted
that
to.
he
It's a
plays
good
like basically like a stoner, so like relaxed. You couldn't even get him riled up.
Yeah, I think you think he's managing a rapper. Like his cousin is an artist.
So he just seems so low key. Like, dog, you don't even know what you do.
The whole interrogation scene with the voicing.
Awesome. Yeah, he's Batman making fun of
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was
Tell
taking
me
a
where
stab.
she is.
That was taking a stab.
And he's
at
like,
Batman.
he's saying, you don't know what you're doing.
He
So.
calls
Yeah.
his drone
What?
droney.
Why is the little drone is that supposed to help with the
Droney.
interrogation?
Yeah, he's just flying around for the second half of the movie. But we'll go around. Go ahead, and I'll let everybody give a score.
Fairy scene got ruined. Did you not expect the fairy to be shot in half when you're watching it?
I didn't see that trailer. Did it get shot in half?
In the trailer, it did.
I didn't watch that
You see
trailer.
him holding it together.
Yeah, that's like the.
Of course, I saw the fucking trailer.
That's like on the
It's
poster.
like nobody's generic jacket.
But I like that it was like you were 98% effective.
And then the dude starts clapping, and then the whole thing.
Yeah, that was funny. It was
Thank
like-
you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then it goes Iron Man.
Thank you, Iron Man.
I'm surprised Iron Man has a large collection of tiny coaster-sized jetpacks lying around.
You're surprised?
I don't know. I just what is he? What else?
He
is
has
using for?
everything.
Didn't you see
They
Spider-Man?
If they're replacements for his hands and his feet, I get
They
it.
could have came from Avenger Tower. You don't know what he's got there. there.
Well,
Yeah,
you saw Iron Man 2 when he had all the suits, or was it Iron Man 3? When
Iron Man
Iron Man
3.
3.
That was
Yeah,
legit.
he made just
All those
tons and
drones.
tons and tons of
But
suits.
then they
Yeah.
blew up, and then he made
Yeah.
it seem like he didn't want to have that many.
Well, but then
again.
in Avengers 2, he had the whole team of like iron suits that would go out and redirect civilians and
Right.
and people.
Which one came first? What are you forgetting?
Iron Man 3 was before Avengers 2.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. So, I mean, because that Iron Man 3 had to deal with his PTSD and stuff.
Right.
I was just looking at that guy has been in a lot of movies.
It wasn't PTSD from Avengers 1?
Yeah.
Well, because they sidestepped his alcohol.
No, wasn't Iron Man 1 and 2 came out before Avengers, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so,
then Avengers and Iron Man 3 and then Avengers 2?
well, so I'm saying Avengers and then Iron Man 3 had to deal with his PTSD that he had from Avengers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he has a bunch of suits. So, I mean, he would have to have
Look at all those arc reactors. He was
arc
trying
reactors to.
Actually, yeah, the arc reactors I get. I just
Yeah,
did,
it's just
I
spare
just
parts,
the box
man.
that come out. That's if they're replacements for his jets and his suits. I get that.
Yeah, it's spare parts. I mean, oh, you know what? They had to throw back to the arm from Iron Man, where he's like, "Don't drop that. It's worth more than you and me both." Nobody caught that?
No.
In
Wait,
Iron Man
John
1?
Favreau saying that to somebody?
Yeah, he was
When
saying
he
it
on
to the
phone?
mechanical. No, he was saying it to the mechanical
right,
arm.
yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
That Tony Stark was talking to in the first one.
Yeah.
when he's
That's
building
right.
the suit the
I
first time.
didn't think about that. That's funny.
He keeps talking to the arm. It was yellow in the first one. I don't know if it was yellow in this, but he was still talking to an arm that looked exactly the same. You don't remember that?
In the first movie,
When
In the
There's-
first Iron Man movie.
I don't remember.
When he's building his suit, there's a mechanical robot arm
That's helping him build
helping
stuff.
him build it.
Uh-huh.
And he keeps talking to it, and he's the one that's holding the fire extinguisher and stuff when he's trying
Okay.
out stuff for the first time. So
When
there was a
Happy tells
throwback
him
to
in Avenger Tower.
first. I really like that they brought Happy back.
I do too.
Yeah,
It's great.
So go ahead, Corey. Would you give a synopsis and give your grade of the movie? You can go ahead and give a letter.
That's fine. I just have to compare it to other movies. So, this might be one of my favorite Spider-Mans. You know, in your head,
Spider-Man 2.
it still sits really high. But if I'm sure if I watch them side by side, it'd be night and day because one's just going to be cheesy as fuck.
Yeah.
Time
But,
period.
but this beats... It is up there with one of my favorite Marvel movies, if not comic book movies. God, I don't know. I'd put it close to Guardians, and I'd put it above... We just watched Baby Driver. I would put it above Baby Driver.
Yeah, I put it above Baby Driver. But I have a soft spot for Spider-Man. I mean, that's gonna, even if movies are the same, I'm gonna give the nod to Spider-Man just because.
Acting legit, had a great tone, and it was paced well. Like even for 2 hours, I thought it had its highs and lows. All the action scenes you need, you know. I was not a big fan of like dark action scenes like the plane. I thought a lot of it was dark. You could know what was happening when they crash landed, when they're fighting each other, whatever. All of it is still legit. Like if it makes me laugh a lot in the movie, that does it for me a lot of times. Legit movie. What, you want me to give a score?
Yeah, sure, give it a score.
It's a solid A.
All right, Brian?
Yeah, it's. So I have to say something other than A.
Yeah.
It's
No, you can still give a letter grade.
Yeah, it's a solid A. I enjoyed it more than Wonder Woman. There wasn't really a dull point in the whole movie.
Yes.
When I watched it.
I liked it better than Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Same thing with him. I have a feeling this is a better movie than Spider-Man 2. I'd have to watch it again to see which one.
From top to bottom, I bet you it's just better writing altogether.
Right.
Well, yeah, people just get better at making the movies.
Not
Not
for
necessarily.
these ones. These ones, but
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Not all movies.
I mean, come on. The third Batman wasn't as good as the second one.
No.
right?
No.
I just think they just keep learning what works and what doesn't, and the team behind the MCU
Whoever's
kind of
like
just knows what they're
proofwriting
doing.
does. I don't know if there's any consistent team, but
It goes through stuff to just make sure you're not messing up.
it is just quality. Like I'm a big fan. I don't know.
Aren't they giving James Gunn more responsibility for the entire Marvel universe?
That'd be cool.
Like, I think they're giving him a lot more control. I'm sure they would have given the same thing to Joss Whedon if he would have stuck around.
Yeah, if you wanted it, maybe he did it for too long. I'm a James Gunn fan. I seen something like just how he just talks to people, like on Twitter or other places.
Seems
like,
a little more down to earth.
Yeah, he's not as just tight knit. He lets everything air out, like all his feelings of what's going on.
Yeah, good or bad.
Yeah, and just him like somebody's trying to troll him the other day with a fake.
So they have Marvel Insider or something, where he said he knew something about the Marvel. Go ahead.
I forget who's one of the top dogs. Not Quesadilla. It's
Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige. Maybe So it was like, if it wasn't Twitter, is one of those where Kevin Feige didn't have one of those, and then somebody made one and just trying to either get info, he's just playing along. Oh my God, Kevin, you got Twitter. I can't believe this. We have big plans. We just shot that one scene today. You know that scene where somebody died? You know, it's like, he's just fucking around, and the whole time, like, he tweeted somebody else that he was telling Kevin, all these tweets, he's giving live updates. So I'm a big fan of just his presence in social media, and he just seems cool and down to earth.
Yeah.
But
what was your grade?
yeah, sorry.
It's an A.
He said an A.
Yeah,
Katrina?
it's solid A.
Who directed this movie?
Who knows? Good question.
Yeah,
Like, what did they make
It was
before?
a film by Peter Parker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fair to compare this to any of the other Marvel movies? Like, would you put this above Civil War?
Oh.
Yeah. I think this had a lot less holes than like in Civil War. Immediately, I think, why didn't the Vision just blast that plane instead of like cutting down an entire tower to try to block them from going forward? Like, there's stuff you can pick apart with that. Why was the stupid fucking magnetic bomb in the goddamn hotel room? Why did you retake? that drives me up the wall.
How'd he move it?
I love Civil War.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Did you like Civil War more than Winter Soldier?
It's at this point you're splitting hairs. Like, really?
But then,
Is it worth thinking about?
Did you like this better than Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that a character bias,
Wait,
though?
yeah.
Because they're both so good.
Wait,
Okay.
Then did you like this better than Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Guardians 2.
I don't know.
I'm trying to pick out your favorite, and this better than Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting this up there in like top 3.
This better than Avengers. I just...
With Avengers, you get to see some of your favorite superheroes for
together.
the first time. Like, the first time I saw Iron Man and Captain America together, I was like, wow.
Avengers is still up here for me.
So I'd say probably Guardians, then the Avengers, and then this.
Where did you end up ranking Logan? It's below Guardians. I think we said that.
And Dark Knight.
And then
Start lobbing.
we'll go real loose real quick. We'll go Guardians. I'm not going to rank Guardians 2. I'm just going to say Guardians, Avengers, Spider-Man: Homecoming. What did we just say?
Logan.
Dark Knight, and then Logan. Top 5.
Wow.
And we're not throwing Deadpool in there. It comes up a little later.
Okay.
I'm trying to see.
This will be something that you forgot about, and you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
Well, I've on several different podcasts, I've said Guardians was number 1. I've also said Logan was my favorite superhero movie. But it depends how I am in the. That's with anything, though. It depends how I'm feeling at that specific time. Like right now, and I've said it before, Guardians is probably my favorite. I'm trying to find out who the director of this goddamn movie is.
Is it that hard?
Katrina, what did you think about the movie? Brian cut you off.
Okay. I would agree, solid A. I think the only character I didn't like was Liz. She was just kind of flat, didn't really bring a whole lot.
That was a love interest, yeah.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of there and didn't really do anything. Even when they're in the car together, she's on her phone, just in the background.
I want to know what she showed him in the car that was so cute.
Oh my
On her
God.
phone.
Okay, so this guy has directed Spider-Man: Homecoming. His name is John Watts. Cop Car. There's a clown movie if you look on Netflix. No, I'm serious. I've seen this. Remember, I've seen this movie poster on there.
Yeah.
I say, hey, let's watch this clown movie.
No.
This is the picture on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Clown. Our RoboCop remake, segment scene number 6. The Onion News Network. Eugene, which is a TV movie. The Fuzz. TV series. Onion Sports Dome TV series. Jewish Santa is coming. Clown, short 2010, Scariest Show on Television, The Willows, The Invisible Dog, and Clay Pride being Clay in America.
That's
So a lot of
awesome.
nothing.
I remember seeing an article talking about, like, the Marvels, like, who they get directors that basically haven't really done
the screenplay,
a whole
too.
lot, and how they turn them into, like...
Well, did you see James Gunn didn't have a fucking huge list of movies that he had done before?
Either.
He did Slither.
What was, like, even... I know he had a name. Of course he had a name. But what was Joss Whedon's biggest, like...
Joss Whedon's
Buffy.
biggest thing was Buffy.
No, I would say even directing. Say he may have directed a couple episodes.
Toy Story.
What?
Yeah.
Joss Whedon wrote Toy Story.
Yeah.
I'm going to say directing. I would say it's probably... Was that movie with Firefly?
Serenity.
Serenity.
That was his biggest release. Right? Probably?
Yeah.
And then he got put in charge of the big Avengers collab.
But I think he was known as a well-known writer.
Yeah, he was popular for sure. And I'm not saying
Okay, here's James Gunn.
was Slither his biggest movie?
Trauma Cafe, Sergeant Kabuki Man public service announcement, Hamster PSA, Trauma's Edge TV, Slither, Sparky and Michaela TV one
I
episode,
did watch a superhero movie, the one with your guys in
Super?
the office. Yeah, I like that.
PG
That was a good
Porn,
movie.
Movie 43, and then Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's not like
He
was-
directed movie
No,
43.
they have guest
seven.
characters.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's not like he went through and did.
Yeah, so same thing.
Did you know that Joss Whedon wrote Toy Story?
I did
Isn't
not.
that crazy?
And I don't know what the Russo brothers did before Civil War. I think they actually had some big movies, but on the whole, like they don't get like
Oh, dude,
Ridley Scott.
Joss Whedon directed Doctor Horrible's sing-along. Plug.
I'm a fan of that.
So Firefly, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Serenity, 2 episodes of The Office, Doctor Horrible, Glee, then The Avengers.
Yeah, like that's a big step up. You go from like zero to hero.
But I think that he was really well thought of as a writer.
Oh, he
I don't
was.
know how
He
the
had
other
a name.
guys
I knew
were.
his name.
Yeah,
So-
so did I.
Seems like there's a lot of directors that don't have a lot of history that are starting to come up and get really big titles. I always thought I had never heard of Gareth Edwards before the first Godzilla, and then he ended up doing Rogue One.
And that was good, yeah.
That was
So,
good.
I mean,
Would you be mad or happy if Terrence Gilligan, what do you say his name is? Terry Gilligan?
Vince Gilligan?
Vince Gilligan?
Mhm.
If he actually got like a Marvel movie or something?
I'd want to see him do like a Moon Knight, like a dark, gritty.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Yeah, but would they give him a director? He hasn't. I mean, he's directed episodes, but I don't think he's directed anything.
I mean, if what's the name did Buffy, then
Hey, the one of the Russo brothers did 5 episodes of Arrested Development, and You, Me, and Dupree,
Yeah. I'm ready the rest of development now.
and then 14 episodes of Community, and then Winter Soldier.
Yeah, so step up.
Yeah, so I mean, all these guys are to step up. Did you have anything you wanted to say besides
No,
because you keep getting
I'm
cut off?
good. I'm good.
So what was your letter grade? Solid A, right?
Yeah.
You didn't like the girl, you said?
I didn't think she brought a whole lot for the character.
Did you think she needed like some like negative aspect to her character?
No,
she
it's just she was
a
just
normal
kind of-
person.
She was just there.
She was just there because they needed somebody to play a
love
part.
interest.
Right.
A very light love interest. Did they kiss?
It's very unrealistic that a senior girl will date a sophomore guy in high school.
Oh, you make a joke like this. You know somebody?
No, I'm saying usually in high school you see senior guys dating sophomore girls. You don't see senior girls dating sophomore guys.
If that's your biggest complaint, Robert.
That's my biggest complaint.
You don't have much to complain about in this movie.
Solid A movie. I don't have anything to complain about other than what I just said. Sophomore, senior doesn't happen.
And the voiceover.
Yeah, but I mean, those are things you're looking for to take away
Right.
from the movie. Because if you're just watching it, there's really nothing to complain about.
There's only like one villain.
I'm glad I got to watch the whole movie.
Yeah,
We need competing villains. We need villains who change sides midway through. I mean, they should have taken a lot more from Spider-Man 3. I really feel like that
What?
was...
the only good part of the whole movie was Sandman. It really was. Thomas Hayden Church actually played a decent guy.
Yeah, and his scene coming out of like being reborn kind of.
And even him, he wasn't a psychopath. He was trying to make money for... Wasn't his kid sick?
Sick, yeah.
He was like a straight up murderer though. I mean, he didn't have any he killed Uncle Ben, right?
Well, yeah, I guess they... Yeah.
I don't know. I get he was played more normal than the other two, Venom and Goblin redone.
Probably
He looked-
redone.
So yeah, we need like 4 more villains. So next time I think
No.
we need the Vulture, the Scorpion, the Rhino,
The
The
jackal?
rhino.
the dog, the cat,
The cat dog?
all the animals of the whole spectrum. The lion.
The penguin?
Yeah, let's get him too.
Josh Gad. Yeah. You like
I
that?
saw that.
I'd be okay with Josh Gad playing the penguin. I don't have a problem with that. I like
He's a
it.
good actor.
He's gonna be openly gay. That's
All right.
That's so brave.
I'm done with this conversation.